Hey, fourth graders, it's Mrs. Compton. We're going to do a little problem solving today, so get ready. I want you to think about the largest state in the United States. Do you know which state that is? I'll give you a hint. It's not California, and it's not Texas. A lot of people think the biggest state in the U.S. is Texas, and it's not. It's Alaska, home to many of our important creatures, bears, moose, bald eagles, and that is what this story is about, bald eagles. All right, so we've got, during the 2010 Great Backyard Bird Count, an average of 42 bald eagles were counted at each of the 20 locations throughout Alaska. Okay, so we know that in 2010, they counted some birds, more specifically, some bald eagles throughout Alaska. In 2009, an average of 32 bald eagles were counted in each of the 26 locations throughout Alaska. Okay, based on this data, how many more bald eagles were counted in 2010 than in 2009? All right, so I'm going to ask you, what do we know for sure? So what do we know for sure? So let's see. We know for sure that during 2010, an average of 42 bald eagles were counted in each of the 20 locations. Okay, so in 2010, there were an average of 42 eagles, bald eagles, more specifically, in each of the 20 locations. Okay, we also know for sure that in 2009, there were an average of 32 bald eagles. So 32 eagles. I'm going to put quotation marks in each of that means I'm going to exactly say the thing that's right above that. In each of the 26 locations. All right, and we're trying to figure out, based on this data, how many more bald eagles were counted in 2010 than in 2009. So what I know for sure is that 2010 is going to come out with more bald eagles, right? Because the question actually tells us it's going to. All right, so the first thing we need to do is think about how many bald eagles there were counted in each of those years. So let's see, we're going to do 42 eagles in each of the 20 locations. So that means 42, 42, 44, so on, so on. We're going to have to do that 20 times. So we're going to do 42 times 20. I like to do times 10 times 2. You can do whatever you want. I know 42 times 10 is 420. And then I could double 420 because times 2 is double, right? So that would be 840. Some of you might be going, well, I did 42 times 2, which is 84, and then I added a place value, that 0 there. Okay, so whatever way you solve it is fine, but this represents 2010. Okay, now 2009, we've got to do 32 eagles in 26 locations. 32 times 26. Now, how do you want to do that? I myself love the bar model. I think I'm going to use that. I'm going to get rid of my notes here because we've used up the notes right here. And I think I'm going to draw a bar model to solve 32 times 26. I'm going to go 30 plus 2, 20 plus 6. 30 times 2 is, actually, I should just say 30 times 20. So 30 times 20 is 600. 30 times 6 is, 20 times 2 is, 6 times 2 is 12. Then I have to add up all of my partial products. Remember, each one of these is part of the product. 600 plus 180 is 780. Plus 40 is 820. 820 plus 12 is 832. Woo! All that to find out 832 bald eagles were counted up in 2009. Now we're just getting started, kids, because we haven't even answered the question yet. Let's go back and read what the question says. Based on this data, how many more bald eagles were counted in 2010 than in 2009? All right, so now we're trying to figure out that. Well, you know, I love modeling with mathematics. I just did an area model. I think I'm going to do a bar model now to figure out my last piece. So in 2010, I know there are more eagles. There were 840 eagles in 2010. And in 2009, there are less eagles. There are 832. And we're trying to figure out this piece right here. How many more were there in 2010 than in 2009? Well, you might solve it as 832 plus what equals 840? Or you might just subtract 840 minus 832. Either way, we're going to get the same answer. The answer would be 8. 832 plus 8 is 840. 840 minus 832 is 8. So we know for sure that 8 more eagles, bald eagles, were counted. I'm not going to finish off, but you should probably write in 2010 than in 2009, but I ran out of space. Make sure you plan ahead. All right, kids, I'll see you next time. Bye.